Hi, this is Brent Phillips, Vice President of Marketing with Paya, and this is Paya Integrated Payments with Sage Intacct. This is a brief overview of our integrated solution to Sage Intacct, and I'm going to give you a little bit of background on Paya as well, so you understand a little bit more about who we are and what we do. I'm also joined by Leon Harris, who is a product manager for platform integration at Paya. He has recorded some use cases that show you the integrated solution to Sage Intacct. Before we jump into the presentation, though, I just want to thank you for stopping by and listening to our presentation. We would much rather do this in person, but given the circumstances, we are happy to be part of this virtual event and want to thank Sage Intacct for putting this together for us. If you are interested in anything that we talk about today, please feel free to get in touch. At the virtual booth, we have chat options. You can reach us there. We'll have people attending throughout the entire event to answer questions. Or you can find us on the Sage Intacct Marketplace by clicking the link in the presentation here, or contacting us at the partnermanagement@paya.com email address. With that, why don't we get started? So who is Paya? As a company, we think of ourselves as pioneers with over 25 years delivering integrated payments to business management software providers. The majority of that time, we were actually part of Sage, providing payment functionality to their family of ERP solutions. And over the past 3 years, we've been Paya after we became an independent company. We still work closely with Sage and support their full suite of products, with Intacct being the most recent integration. We're very excited about that. Some other data points worth mentioning. So we have nearly 300 employees across 5 U.S. offices headquartered in Atlanta. We process over 40 billion in transaction volume annually. We have over 2,000 partners and growing, and we have over 300 unique integrations. Something else to highlight is that our go-to-market model is very partner-centric. And we strive to not only provide robust payment technology, but also ongoing support to help our partners grow their businesses. This is true for our integration partners such as Sage, Intacct, as well as our community of reseller partners. And I'll speak to that in a little bit more detail in a few minutes. So why integrated payments? There's a handful of meta trends that we pay attention to and that we've been observing in the industry. I would say first and foremost, from an ERP perspective, from a Sage Intacct perspective, it's very straightforward. It's to drive efficiency into the workflows of the business management software itself, as well as to provide a robust payment capability for Sage Intacct's customers, right? So making sure that there is streamlined payment processing capability, as well as automated workflows on the back end. But some of the trends that we've seen are convergence of software and payments, right? So this speaks to what I was just talking about, optimizing an end-to-end solution for businesses. They want to reduce the number of disparate systems on the back end. They want more efficiency, more automation, more reporting. They want security, and then they want payment flexibility for their buyers, not only with the types of payment methods available, but also how and when to pay. So different access points. This leads to the next trend, right? Omni-channel solutions. When we think about ways to pay, I think in B2B historically, it's been mostly, wire and check, and we're seeing a significant rise in card usage. And so as we think about trends, we want to enable buyers with as many ways to pay as possible. We have a check, ACH card, wallets, and then giving them more options over where to pay. So POS, kiosks, online, mobile, and all of this accrues to revenue assurance, e-invoicing as well, making sure that we have ways to support the business reaching the buyers, and then giving the buyers a lot of access and a lot of ways to reach the business and procure goods and services. Next is verticalization of payments. Within different verticals, payment requirements will vary. Some industries might have a need for surcharges, convenience fees, service fees. Others, like healthcare, might have HIPAA compliance requirements or may use medical cards. And so it just varies. And we have a technology platform that is flexible and robust enough to accommodate that variability, really allowing Paya to support any tailored need for a particular industry that's required. Next, we see security, privacy, and compliance. Obviously, this is huge, especially when we think about digital transactions using state-of-the-art technology, security technology to ensure that cardholder data is secure and protected, encryption and tokenization protocols, P2PE, things of that nature. And then descoping the business for PCI compliance, making sure that they are compliant, but then also making sure that they can reduce scope where possible, which is something that Paya pays attention to for its partners and their customers. The last is one that's not as intuitive, but it's something that we're seeing quite a bit in research. The influence of consumer UI UX on B2B digital experiences. And this is really the consumerization of IT. If you think about it, as individuals, we are exposed to a lot of technology, and we, especially in retail, where we see a lot of robust user experiences developed and designed to help us find information quickly, help us execute a payment quickly, and really have a seamless and frictionless experience from a buying perspective. And that perspective and that bias is being brought into B2B user experiences. From a payment and commerce perspective. And so that's something that we are sensitive to and want to support as we think about enabling more robust and frictionless payment workflows for buyers, finding information quickly, being able to use the payment method that they would like, and doing as much automated workflow as possible. So we think about that from a payment experience as well as an onboarding experience. So a lot of different trends, but as I said, from an ERP perspective, it's very much about automation, efficiency, data security, reporting, and then ensuring that the buyer experience is flexible and robust and gives them the greatest opportunity to pay their bills and pay their invoices as needed when and how they want to. So moving on, the next slide is pretty involved. I won't spend too much time here. However, I do want to call out the breadth and capabilities that the Paya Connect platform offers. Given the modular architecture and robust API library, Paya Connect accommodates many use cases to meet the needs of varying business software providers and their end users. So this gets back to some of the comments I made earlier about the verticalization of payment needs and so on. There's just a lot of flexibility in our platform, and we're very proud of that. And we're very excited about the fact that we can accommodate a variety of different payment capabilities and needs. From an integration perspective, connecting to existing platforms is relatively straightforward, which helps us meet our partners where they are with respect to their existing technology. Other features worth noting include our highly secure token vault, which supports recurring subscription and installment payments through maintaining accounts on file for card and ACH. For cards specifically, we have an account updater feature that automates the payment information so that cards that may be expiring or need some sort of data updated can be done so automatically. The platform provides a unified experience for card and ACH payments, and we also have a very rich e-invoicing capability to expedite and automate payments, which promotes revenue assurance. So reaching the buyer where they are with an e-invoice that can be paid through an automated workflow. Lastly, I'll note our self-care portal and reporting, which provides businesses with self-service functionality, giving them access to the business data they need when they need it. We're very excited about our platform capabilities, like I said. However, this is only one part of the value that we provide to our partners. In addition to the rich technology, we also provide comprehensive support to our partners and their clients. And from integration to deployment to running and growing the business, we have a highly skilled and dedicated team of technologists and strategic account leaders who ensure that our partners and their customers are positioned for success with our solution. With respect to Sage Intacct, we work particularly close with our reseller community through marketing and evangelism support to help educate their clients on the value of an integrated solution between Paya Connect and Sage Intacct. If you're interested to learn more about how we can help, please get in touch. We'd be happy to discuss our partnership model with you in more detail. But for now, let's take a quick look at some of the features that our integrated solution provides. So Sage Intacct payment integration. It's very straightforward. We want to enable payment for accounts receivable and order entry invoices through Paya Connect using credit card or ACH payments. Right, we have a Pay with Paya button built into the Intacct workflow, right, to help with automation and efficiency. We provide a payment link on invoices that are sent from Sage Intacct via email. So I mentioned the e-invoicing before. So again, being able to reach buyers where they are and giving them that automated payment capability right in the palm of their hand or at their desk. We provide a synchronization of payments back to Intacct as journal entries. So reconciliation is important and tracking and reporting is immediately available. As I mentioned before, we have a token vault to store tokenized credit card information to expedite future payments. So supporting card on file for recurring installment or subscription payments, as well as just expediting the process of payments for future invoices. We also do pre-authorization of payments, further promoting efficiency within the system. And then we have automatic payments, which I mentioned, and then level 3 data. So this is optimizing interchange rates. So making sure that when you use a P card, based on the type of purchase that you're making, the interchange can be improved. And we'll leverage level 3 data to support that. And then lastly is because our integration is done through our robust API library, when Sage Intacct makes updates to their platform, we automate that process as well so that the integration is always coupled between Paya Connect and Sage Intacct. So the automatic software updates are not dependent on versioning. They just take place as needed, and it's very seamless and frictionless to the end business. And if you note, we call it out here, Paya is one of only 2 acquirers to support both ACH and bank card payments in Intacct. We would love to talk to you in more detail about why we think we are the better option. So please get in touch if you'd like more information. So this concludes my portion of the presentation. Thank you again for listening. And I'm going to switch over to Leon Harris now, who will walk through some of the actual use cases and workflows within Sage Intacct.
The Paya payment integration with Sage Intacct allows for 3 separate methods of initiating a payment transaction within the Intacct software. Payments can be done within Intacct itself from modules such as sales order, invoices, or recurring payments. In addition, payments can be initiated through email invoicing features. Finally, payments can be manually entered in the Paya Connect virtual terminal. Within the Intacct interface, a merchant can initiate a transaction by pulling up an invoice and clicking Pay with Paya. A new window will pop up asking for the card number, expiry, name on the card, billing zip code, and CVV. Fill in the requested data, click Authorize, and the payment is immediately completed and the invoice is updates as paid. The same payment flow can be activated from the sales order or recurring payments modules as well. To initiate a payment through e-invoicing, simply go to the specific client invoice or customer profile and enter the email address where it should be sent. When the payee receives the email, they will click the Pay with Paya button and will be taken to an easy hosted payment page where they will enter their card details and submit the payment. When the transaction is approved, the invoice is updated and the transactions post back within Intacct. A merchant can also take a phone payment or mailed-in payment by logging into the Paya Connect virtual terminal and processing the transaction within that interface. Once processed, push this transaction to Intacct by converting the payment to an Intacct payment and applying it to a specific customer invoice. Once done, the Intacct invoice will update and show as a completed transaction.